You are listening to the In Between Sales Calls podcast with Derek Shebby, episode 68. Welcome, everyone. You know, in sales, your final exam is the proposal presentation. That's your final exam. I see way too many salespeople rushing to make it to this final exam. I mean, it's your closing argument on why the customer should choose you. At this point in time, I mean, if you think about closing arguments in a case, and we've all been able to witness cases on TV and things like that happening with the recent Johnny Depp trial and stuff like that. And if you remember the closing arguments, that was the final summary of all the value that was provided, you know, from one side to the other, right? Why the prosecution's saying, hey, this is what we've proven to you over the past number of hours inside of court and why you should side with us. You need to be thinking like that in terms of your proposal. Have you actually delivered all the value, and is it proven at this point? Or are you just rushing to give them a proposal? You know, I run a sales bootcamp right now. And inside this boot camp, it's broken out into 3 different sections. We talk about prospecting, then we talk about running effective appointments and all that. And then we talk about building value in your deals. And the final certification for this boot camp is building out your own proposal template. Because I've taken everyone through how to build value in their deals, how to separate themselves, and how to prove that throughout the entire sales cycle. And this final presentation is where they summarize it. Most of these proposals that I look at, that I see, just being honest, they're trash. And a lot of them are coming from the companies itself. Like they're using their own company proposal template. And these companies are trying their best to put together something that looks great, but it's just not any good. And people are rushing to get to this point where they can just present this final exam, this final summary of the value that they provide. There's this story that I talk about when we get into proposals. And it's a story of this guy named Steph Curry. He's a pro athlete. He's a basketball player. I'm sure many of you that are listening to this right now have heard of him. It's a story about Steph Curry and Nike. So you can actually look this up online and hear this for yourself and get the scoop and fact check me. But here's how the story goes. You know, when you're a pro basketball player, I guess a pro athlete in general, the ultimate sign of you making it to the top, I don't know, might be that Nike wants to sponsor you, right? You're a Nike ambassador. And who knows how much Nike pays you? Like maybe it's $1 million a year. Actually, I have no clue. But just for you to be on the Nike team is a big deal. And so Steph Curry, he's one of the NBA athletes, plays for the Golden State Warriors. He's an unbelievable shooter. And he's probably going to go into the Hall of Fame. And he's got the records right now for the most 3-pointers done in a season. And I think he crossed the most 3-pointers of all time. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. And he's a legacy. So his dad played in the NBA, goes to this meeting where Nike was going to sign him. The story goes that the person that's supposed to present this pitch to Steph Curry, and his dad was with him, but present the pitch, the final exam to Steph to get him to sign up and become a Nike ambassador. The person that's supposed to do that was, for whatever reason, not there that day. Someone else had to fill in for the normal guy that was presenting the pitch to Steph Curry to get him to sign up. So he's in this meeting with his dad and the Nike executives pitching to him. They want to give him a shoe, you know, they want all this stuff. They want to be an ambassador. And it's a good deal for him. He's going to be making tons of money off of it, right? And he's already making a lot of money as an athlete, but now he could fulfill his childhood dream of having Nike be a sponsor for him. And in this meeting, supposedly, they were referring to him as Stephen. And they kept calling him Stephen over and over again. So they're calling him by not really his name. I know it might be spelled out his name, Stephen, but everyone calls him Steph. Everyone. Like it's just common knowledge. I mean, the guy's an amazing athlete, and you hear his name over and over again. Steph Curry, Steph Curry, Steph Curry. And these Nike guys are calling him Stephen. So They didn't realize at the time, but they were offending him. He couldn't believe it. And then this presentation that they're giving him has Kevin Durant's name all over it. So Kevin Durant is another pro athlete, another NBA athlete, another all-star like him that they had just recently signed up. And this proposal, this final exam that they were giving Steph Curry had a different company's, different person's name all over it. So it looked like this proposal, this pitch was for someone else, and they at the last minute changed it to be for him. So, as you can imagine, he's offended by that too. He ends up signing with Under Armour. So he chooses a different company. And people are always just like, whoa, why did Steph Curry go with Nike? And then this story came out and he actually validated it's true. Nike completely dropped the ball. Absolutely dropped the ball because this guy's going to go down in history. He's a legend now. Unbelievable. But even them, even a billion-dollar organization like Nike can absolutely screw up the final exam. So here's my success habit for you today. Here's my success habit. And it's this. You need to make sure you are making the customer the hero of your final exam. They should look at this proposal and think, this was made for me. Think about that. It should be filled with their logo, their colors, their words, their quotes, their challenges, their goals, their data. And remember that this is the end. This is the final exam, right? This is the summary. So it should have proof on how you can take them to that next level, right? It should be made for Steph Curry. It should be made for them, not showing someone else's information in there. And I'm looking at a lot of these proposals that people are presenting to me at their final exam, and it looks like apart from the cover of this proposal, it could be for any company. I mean, how about your quotes that you present to customers? Does it look like, apart from the title of the proposal, apart from who it's for on the cover, does it look like it could really be for anyone? How much of it is about the customer? How much of it looks like you made it for them? Because this is the end. This is your closing argument on why they should go with you. So again, the success habit is make the customer the hero. And here's some ideas on how you can get that done. Here's some of my recommendations. You need to build a template. You got to build a template to do this. Okay, don't be like Nike. Don't be clowns about this. I actually thought about titling this episode, "Don't Be Like Nike." But, it ends up being more about how do we make the customer the hero? Because that's what we want. They should feel special in this proposal. They should feel like you were made for them. You fit right into their organization. So you got to build a template. And this template's going to take you time to put it together. But here's 10 things that I recommend you put in there. Remember, like I said before, this entire proposal should be filled with their logos, their colors, their words, their goals, their challenges, their data. There should be proof on how you can take them to that next level so they can continue to be this hero of their own world, of their own industry. Here's 10 things that you should have in a template. Okay? And you can always add more. You can always take things away. But you got to have at least something like this. So the first page should be the cover page. And I'm a really big fan of having a cover page be an image of the company you're talking to, the company you're referring to. They should look at the image right away, the cover of this proposal, and they should go, oh man, this looks great. This is about us. I can tell this person put a lot of time into making this about us. Some of you might be like, Derek, hey, the customers that I work with are always fast forwarding, trying to get to the quote, like the actual pricing page. I wonder why. I wonder why. Because maybe your proposal is all about you. And maybe they don't see themselves in the proposal. And the only way that they can realize what it's about is when they finally get to the numbers. So the first thing that you need is you need a cover page, right? And that cover page should be about them. Try to make it an image that relates to them and their industry. The second thing that you need to have in there that I recommend is you need to have some sort of intro letter. And now this is why this is important. A lot of times when we meet with customers, we might meet with like our contact might be a certain level at that company, but they might not be the top level contact, right? And the person at the top is the one that makes all the decisions. The intro letter is a letter to that person. So let's just say I'm meeting with the person that makes the decisions is Jeff Bezos for Amazon. And I'm meeting with a senior level director. And I know that this senior level director has to go to Jeff Bezos and get it signed off. Let's say the person I'm meeting with, his name is Joe. Okay. So inside this intro letter, I would say something like this. I would say, Jeff, right? Like I'm speaking to Jeff or Mr. Bezos. Say, I really appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. I've been working directly with Joe for the past few months and making sure we have a solution that will help take Amazon to new heights in your performance and in your results. That's why I'm here. And we've worked tirelessly to figure out how we could make sure something is custom tailored to help Amazon do just that. I can't wait for you to learn more about it in the next few pages. See, something like that is designed for if your proposal gets in the hands of that ultimate decision maker. And they're looking at going, what am I looking at? Oh, okay, got it. Okay, there's been a lot of time and effort put into this. Okay, got it. So this guy, Derek, he's been working with Joe. I know Joe. Okay, I can validate that with Joe. But that intro letter is to the decision makers that you aren't able to see. And sometimes you meet with the main decision maker, so you don't need to worry about it. But I mean, there should be something in there if you are not meeting with the main decision maker, and you know they're going to be getting involved at some point. From there, the third slide, I would have it be some sort of agenda. And I typically would do the agenda slide last because it all depends on what else I have inside of this ultimate proposal, this final exam. So after the agenda, because we'd fill it in last, I'd go into the customer goals. What is the customer hoping to accomplish here? Right? How did this whole sales cycle start? Like, why are they looking for something at all? What is the reason why their company is actually looking for some sort of solution? Right? So I would bring up the customer goals. And as much as you can, like I mentioned earlier, this should be filled with their quotes, right? Their photos, if you can, right? Things like that bring it to life. Like this is about them. From there, the fifth slide is I talk about challenges. So what are the challenges you uncovered when you were working with this person, with these people? So was it, this is the challenges that were happening right now. And it's quotes directly from the people. Or this is, again, something else to reinforce the customer goals that we just talked about. What are actually happening on the ground floor? So remember, the challenges slide is a really important slide because our solution should be solving all these challenges. Because if we solve all these challenges, then the customer's going to do great, right? They're going to be the hero. From there, once we get this challenge slide down, slide 6 should all be about why your product, why you're offering. Like, why is this thing going to solve these problems? What's so special about it? And you need to compare. I have an episode where I talk about the value of comparisons, right? But you're going to need to compare how your solution compares to their current solution. We talk about offering to offering. And you've got to stack them next to each other. And you got to highlight the advantages of the new solution, but the advantages should be tied directly to solving the challenges that you just covered. And it should make sense. Oh, they don't have the capabilities to do that today because there's certain things that they don't have in their current situation in order to solve those things. But the new one does. The new offering does. So the 6th slide should all be about a comparison table on why your product is the thing that can help them get there. The 7th slide should be all about why your company, okay, why your partnership matters and how your partnership is the box to this product. You're the structure to make sure everything works. And again, there should be comparison. So how does that compare to their current situation today? How does that compare to their current vendor that they have today? Right? The current after the sale service that they might get today. How does that compare? And how is your company a better long-term decision? How is your company a safe decision to switch to? That should be there. But again, through the power of comparisons, we have got to compare your company versus what they're at before, because there has to be some sort of upgrade, some sort of enhancement that helps this company that you're trying to sell to go from being where they're at to just being unbelievable, to be a hero. The eighth part of the proposal should be some sort of financial justification. Because remember, everything's got to financially make sense. Your solution could be crazy more expensive than what they could even afford. The eighth slide should all be about the numbers. The numbers should be their numbers compared to your numbers. All right, their current state versus your recommended solution. And it should be all on one page so you can talk about the financial justification all at once and how it makes sense. From there, I'm a big fan of putting some sort of special offer in there. So I'd say your slide 9 is the special offer. And your special offer is important because everyone wants to win, right? Everyone wants to win. Even if the solution is the best solution in the world, give them something extra. Make them feel extra special, right? Make them feel more like the hero, more excited about moving into this new partnership, more excited than they already would be. Put something in there. Just take the time to think about what that would be. And when you build that into the deal up front, then it's not it shouldn't be a hit at all for you financially, but it's always special to do something extra for the customer. Okay. And then the last slide, the 10th slide, I would have some sort of executive summary. So now that you've gone through the whole proposal, the whole final exam, what is your closing argument? And I like putting some sort of executive summary in the form of bullets. So you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this, you're getting this. This is improved like this is improved like that. You're decreasing the time for this. You have a whole page that just solidifies everything that you've given them, everything that you've done. And that's your executive summary. And then finally, ultimately, when you're giving a proposal, you should always have contracts, right? Some sort of agreements that you're giving the customer so they can move forward. I mean, what other information would they need? They should be ready to go. Now, keep in mind, this is the final exam, right? This is about them. This is about helping them get to that next level. But every single thing that you talk about inside of this proposal should have already been proven. That means you should have already done demos. You should have already had the meetings. You should have already, gone through all the details. You should have already made sure your solution would work. There's all these things that you should be doing. All these things that you should be proving. Because the final exam, this proposal, this is the end. This is the summary. This is your last chance to win over Steph Curry. Your last chance to make the customer feel like a hero. And when you start making these adjustments, the cover, the intro letter, the agenda, customer goals, challenges, why your product makes sense, why your company makes sense, a financial justification, special offer, an executive summary, contracts. Once you start doing this and you make sure you've stacked value up until this point and you're just summarizing this, you're going to find that this is the part of the proposal that everyone has the most fun in because the customer's already sold in your company by the time you get to the final argument. They're already sold. And then this is just you making them feel great because they're coming out of this going like, wow, I'm so excited that I'm working with this organization. They are making me feel like the hero. They're making me feel like I can do anything once I work with them, once I finally make this decision. That should be your goal. That should be your goal, that every single final exam you present, whenever you do it, it's one where the customer feels like the hero. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for allowing me to join you on your sales journey. See you next time. Hey, if you enjoy listening to this podcast and you're a B2B salesperson looking for extraordinary results, you have to check out my Outliers community. It's my monthly coaching program where we build the skills and habits needed to take your sales results far beyond your peers and out to where the highest income earners are in your industry, or as I call them, the outliers. Join me in the Outliers community at www.modernsalestraining.com/outliers. Make sure you type modernSalesTraining.com/outliers I'd love to have you join me in my Outliers community. See you there.